these two old-ass games are beating Black Ops 7 combined on all platforms, and the fact that it's only exclusive to PlayStation is it's kind of telling on how quality versus quantity just kind of affects their sales overall. I mean, to me, Call of Duty hasn't been good since around like I'd say around after 2015 with like Black Ops 3. I mean, Black Ops 4 multiplayer was pretty decent. MW 2019's multiplayer and campaign was phenomenal. But I mean, MW 2019 is what started like all the SBMM and Warzone bullshit that nobody even asked for. Especially Warzone. The Warzone integrations just killed the identity of the game overall. You know, it gave them the opportunity to start like adding goofy ass skins. I mean, games like Advanced Warfare and MW 2019 had skins, I think, like before Warzone dropped. Um, but they just kind of focused on Warzone a little too much and just made it like the face of the game. And then they started focusing like way less on multiplayer and zombies. Like literally the only reason I think a lot of people would just buy the new COD was just because it was connected to Warzone, and obviously you needed to buy the game if you wanted to use the guns in Warzone, so that's kind of like where they got the idea of them thinking that we liked Warzone, which was like that's probably like the biggest lie they can tell themselves is the fact that, they really think we like new gen COD, all this crazy movement stuff. I mean, I don't mind gameplay innovations over time with like movement and stuff or anything like that, but when you go out of your way and you like just strip the whole identity of the game and like just rip it out of its own body and you just put Warzone in it and call it a day and just start half-assing multiplayer and zombies, and I mean, I'm not even gonna get started on the campaigns, dude. That's a whole different topic. Like I could go like on the 1 hour rant. I could go on the 1 hour rant um just talking about how the campaigns aren't even that memorable anymore. I mean, I don't even hear anyone talking about playing campaigns anymore. When you hear people talking about campaigns, you think about Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2. I mean, Black Ops 3 here and there, even though it's considered mid at best. I think it was okay. I didn't finish it personally, but yeah, I think it was all right from what I played. It probably got worse over time. I didn't get to the worst parts, but yeah, I mean, is it something I'd go back to? Definitely not. Would I go back to Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2 campaign? Hell yeah, I would. I mean, overall, these games, it's not even nostalgia. I mean, one of the biggest pieces of media recently that tried making a comeback with nostalgia was Fortnite OG. They butchered that whole mode. I barely play it. I played it like 3 times recently when they dropped Chapter 1 Season 9, but there's been so many inaccuracies with that mode itself, and the reason I bring that up is because I mean some things are best left unchanged. With Fortnite OG, they changed the running animations, the HUD, the UI. It's just not the same. They just made it worse overall. I mean, the thing I understand with these sports why people are so mad. Obviously, we don't have an FOV slider. We don't have like better input delay, let alone graphic settings. I mean, the only graphic settings that we have are safe area and brightness. I mean, are those even graphics to begin with? I mean, anybody with half a brain would just obviously, say no. And the reason I think that they didn't like full on remaster these games is just because they have competition with GTA 6 right now, and they're obviously going to fall down in the popularity chart. I mean, these sports are selling better than GTA 6 in the PlayStation. So right now, um, BO1 and BO2 are like above GTA 6 on the PS Store, which is crazy to think. Two games that are 10 plus years old are beating a game that's like highly anticipated for like the next generation of like consoles and people growing up playing them, which is just like it's crazy to think how far a game's quality could get you in sales. It's insane to me. I'll never be able to fathom why they thought, you know, moving away from, classic Call of Duty experiences was just like the way to go. I mean, Call of Duty player counts have been declining for like the longest time, for like around the last. They've been declining around the past like 6 to like 8 years. Honestly, the only time they really went up was around like Modern Warfare 2019. That game brought everyone back just because it was a Modern Warfare reboot. Did it play well? It did. I mean, other than like the annoying movement that a lot of people don't like. I mean, I didn't mind it personally. The graphics, the campaign, but not to get like way into it. Just to summarize a little bit, after MW 2019, everything was just like downhill. And obviously, like I said earlier, yeah, that just that introduced a lot of problems with like future games, SBMM, EOMM, disbanding lobbies after a round finishes. Or I mean a match actually. I got confused because I'm playing zombies right now. But yeah, um, the disbanding lobbies had to be like one of the dumbest things they could ever do. But obviously, since they wanted to implement all that matchmaking stuff, but like working in the background against you, if you play worse or better, it doesn't work. And obviously, Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2 showed that, these games, like I said, they're still going strong. They're still top selling in the store right now. They're outpacing GTA 6 in terms of sale right now. I'm not saying that they're selling like more overall what GTA 6 has made since pre-order started. I'm pretty sure GTA 6 is like way higher up in the roof. But in terms of like how fast between BO1 and BO2 and GTA 6 are selling right now, from what we've seen in the PlayStation Store, at least for PlayStation, a lot of people are picking up Black Ops 1 and 2 quicker than they're picking up GTA 6, which, like I said, it's insane. These games are over 10 years old. And, that now that we mentioned, upscaling graphics and stuff and like fully remastering the game, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I think they're genuinely saving that as a last resort if anything like worse happens to them. Black Ops 7 is literally one of the worst selling Call of Duties of all time. I literally thought they would never get to that point again. You would think Vanguard was one of the worst selling of all time. Not even Vanguard sold that bad. So that just straight up it says a lot about BO7, and apparently, according to Charlie Intel on Twitter, right? I don't really keep up with news. I mean, it's here and there if it pops up in my feed. Um, but I've looked into it. Apparently, BO1 and BO2, the ports, right? No changes done to them, literally nothing. If anything, they just remove stuff. But back to the main point. We get these games exactly how they were back in the day. And they have more players on than Black Ops 7 combined across PC, PlayStation, Xbox, and on whatever the hell else you could play it. Meanwhile, these two old-ass games are stuck only on PlayStation servers and only in the PlayStation Store. How does that happen? I've been trying to ask myself that. I'd like, how do you mess that? How do you mess that up? How do you mess up that bad as a gaming company to the point where the only way to come back after being stuck in your own shithole that you dug yourself into? Yeah, I say they dug themselves into that because literally nobody asked them to start making garbage ass changes to the franchise. Nobody asked them to like strip away the identity of the game. Nobody asked them to prioritize quantity over quality. I mean, the quality of these two games that are over 10 years old, like, they're still like one of the best games ever made, from the campaign to the zombies. I mean, except for Transit, we don't talk about Transit, but I mean, across the campaign, zombies, and multiplayer, and like way less devs. I heard that Black Ops 2 was made with less than like 600 devs. Or actually, hold on, let me check that because I really don't want to get that wrong. All right, so I just checked right now. From what I'm seeing here, apparently, approximately 300 developers, 200 of them being full-time employees, alongside 50 contractors and testers, which I think would just mean play testing. But yeah, basically, like I said, around like 600 devs, or like, actually under 500 devs. they made this game with under 500 developers, yet new Call of Duties have like what over 3,000 for some reason, and for some reason they can't get their head out of their own ass, and the only thing they do is drop a new battle pass every season with like 2 maps and then call it a day, and then they'll nerf like 1 or 2 guns that people are complaining about, and then they'll just call it a day until like another 3 months where they just update the game with like more sloppy ass skins and another new battle pass. And then on top of that, a Black Cell battle pass that you can buy for an extra $25 after you buy the battle pass for like what, 10 or $11 now. I don't think it's I don't think you can get the battle pass for like $9. He definitely raised the price on that from what I heard. You can correct me on that if I'm wrong, but it's just sad. It's just sad. Games that ran on the cheap ass PC back then, games that ran on the 360 and an old ass PS3 are outpacing new gen Call of Duties that are supposed to have like hyper realism with like quote unquote the best gameplay you've ever seen. You know, if you guys ever watch the trailers or like developers talking about the new COD coming out, you hear them say, "Oh, this is like one of the most innovating CODs we've had in the past like 5 to 6 years." It comes out, it's the exact same as the past one from the previous year, just like somehow even more boring. And somehow even worse. Like they managed to make the new Call of Duty each year, even worse. But then you look at, these ports and you're like, how the hell did they do this with 300 devs versus like 3,000 devs? And like I said, quality over quantity, it goes a long way. It really does. But obviously, they've been working on this algorithm in the background, this spamming lobbies and stuff like that, skill-based matchmaking, EOMM, engagement, optimized matchmaking. That's a whole different rabbit hole to keep you playing, when you lose a game, and then you'll keep chasing that high basically to, where you just want to keep playing. And then people just get bored of that, and they keep trying to push it with new CODs coming out for like zero fucking reason. Like they don't know when failure hits them in the face until like their stock charts just like fall to the ground. And I'm gonna tell you guys this right now, right? Literally the only reason that these ports are a thing. I mean, even Blame Truth said this. I might as well quote him when I say that the only reason we have these ports is because Black Ops 7 sold that fucking bad. They're that fucking embarrassed and they're that scared of GTA 6 just like putting the nail in the coffin for them. They are scared shitless. It took GTA 6 pre-orders coming out and Black Ops 7 selling like absolute dog shit. We're not going to get full-on remasters of these games until they hit another new low to the point where they have to whip out the remasters like they did with COD 4. Obviously, COD 4 got a full-on remaster with like, I mean, it was basically a huge ass overhaul, graphics and other stuff. They're gonna do that with Black Ops 1 and 2. They might do it with 3, but it's gonna take them hitting another new low. They have to like hit bottom of the barrel, desperate to the point where these corporate greed scumbags get on their knees and just beg us to come back, and then boom, they just drop Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, full on, remade or remastered. I feel like that's the only reason we didn't get these games like fully remade for next gen, is because this is one of their saving points. They're saving the big, I mean, okay, these are the big guns for them right now, but they're saving a nuclear bomb that is Black Ops 2 remake the next time that they get scared shitless of them having competition. And that's the problem. The quality of these games have gone down over time just because they don't have competition to like keep them up, like there's no point in them putting effort in their games when people are going to keep buying them no matter how bad or good they are. You know, basically, like if it were like this, right? If the gaming industry saw how bad these games are getting over the years and people actually thought with their brain and we stopped buying them, they would go back to the basics that made the games good and we would keep getting good Call of Duties. But obviously, there's always a market for Call of Duty just because the game sells just because of the name Call of Duty. It's a household name at this point. I do say unfortunately because they know they can get away with it just because of that pure fact that it's Call of Duty. The name sells. I mean, it's not just Call of Duty themselves. It's like it goes for any big name brand that doesn't really need to promote themselves anymore. And this brings me to my next point. This brings me to my next point. Um, the reason they didn't promote these other than just announcing that they were coming to PlayStation with a tweet is because they knew how excited and anticipated people were for these ports. So basically, the promotion was just word of mouth going around. If you were told about it, you heard about it, then you found out about it. They literally did zero fucking promotion for this because they know we're gonna buy it. And what happened? We bought it, and now we just gave them another billion in their pockets. And I mean, whatever's gonna happen with these ports and Modern Warfare drops, I mean, we're just gonna have to see. Are they just gonna try to ruin them on purpose? Are they gonna abandon them once glitches and cheaters make their way into it? They haven't even talked about how they up this game security. They're not being verbal about that. The only thing that got fixed recently was the issue with like players not being able to crossplay with between like PS4 and PS5, like joining the same lobby, or like DLC owners not being able to queue up with people who don't own the DLC. They did fix that. There is other bugs with matchmaking, like lobbies don't refill once people leave. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. I've had my mixed experiences with that, but yeah, I mean, it took them this long to do it. Why? Competition finally came their way, and that's the problem. Battlefield annihilated them in 2025. GTA 6, I mean, this is the only competition GTA 6 has right now, Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2 on PS5. But you know what, man? You get the point. I'm done yapping. And yeah, I'm out. I'll be back.